This is Black Nerd Power, 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 Power on the KUDZUKIAN.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, one and all to Black Nerd Power, BNP if you're nasty. I'm your host, Mr. Richard Jones, and with me, the co-host of Black Nerd Power, Mr. Marcus Seaberry.
What's up, my nerd?
Oh, nerder please. And our other co-host, Miss Kimber. What's happening, man?
Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
Going pretty good. How are y'all?
I'm good. I wanted to talk to you specifically because we just found out here in the city where we live that they shut down the schools.
I mean,
they shut it down.
They had already been shut down, but what you're saying is like what's really unprecedented, that not only are we shut down for right now, but we canceled through the rest of the school year, and there are no guaranteed return dates in place.
None.
Not just for summer, but not even for next August, my
Not
nigga.
even for the fall.
It is a very serious situation right now, but you know, all a G can do is chill. I don't know how to get through any more of this. It's like one crazy thing after another, and it's things that we've never seen before. And so it's just, but you know, we lived through the unseen before, I guess. So
I guess
go through this one. The thing that is really worrisome and tiresome is not just the time that we're missing out of school, but just like the ramifications of this for generations, like for a whole generation of learners already in an unfair, biased, broken education system. And now you can't even. Now that education system has a free 4-month opt out to supporting these students, and then we head back hopefully in August, but we don't know. We don't know what the plan is for remediating all of this lost time. Right.
Yeah. Because that's basically what it is. Like, there's all like everybody's basically gonna have to do the year over again. Like, I mean, it's not as simple though. What are the economic ramifications of a whole generation of workers entering a year late? No, I mean the world as a whole will just have to say, "Oh, it's 2022, 2021. Let's just start all over again." But they won't be able to enforce that. You can't enforce that. You can't enforce a automatic fail writ large because the fact of the matter is there are too many people. There are not too many people. There is the subset of people who would be able to opt out of that and move themselves forward anyway. It would just worsen every gap that we have. You know what I'm saying? It's man, that is. It would just worsen every single achievement gap that we have would just grow by whatever the equivalent of a year loss is, and that would just make things worse. It just sucks. This sucks. It sucks so bad. I cannot imagine. I
felt your pain when I saw your Facebook post.
Man. Yeah, your Facebook post affected me so badly. I called you immediately. I was like, "Oh my God, they are canceling school, like for real." Is like with your school is the virtual? Are they still going to do virtual learning to the end of the year, or they're just like
we are doing so? My school has been doing virtual learning since day one. Not day one. I'm sorry. My school has been doing. Has had a dedicated virtual learning platform, and it's an enrichment platform. So don't trip. We are not set up for virtual learning like that, but we've been connected with kids and doing enrichment work since day 3 of the corona break is what we call it for kids.
The corona break.
The Thursday after we were supposed to return from spring break, that's when we started learning, online learning, and we'll be continuing that throughout the end of the year. However, the state has come down with so many recommendations and requirements. Like, you cannot fail based on like a virtual school is a specific designation of education institute by the state, right? And so just because you have the ability to say that you are a public or private school that is recognized by the state, just because you post shit online do not mean you can call yourself a virtual school or hold your kids to that standard.
Right.
And the fact of the matter is we can't even push for any kind of accountability because kids don't have accessibility. An accessibility report came out like what percentages of what households and neighborhoods have access. You know them numbers was in the don't have access. You know them numbers was in the fucking 70s. 70s, Richard.
Oh God.
Westwood got 82%, nigga. 82%. Fraser 76, my guy. Orange Mound 62. What the fuck you mean? Kids can't get on the internet. Ain't no internet, bitch.
Jesus.
Meanwhile, motherfucking Nashville got fiber running out their asshole. But you know, I'm a chill.
What you said.
Right, basically.
I'm a chill, Kurt. I'm a chill.
Ooh, this is just been kind of.
Richard, it's so early in the morning for you to make me mad. I need a blind choice.
I know. It's so. This is just unprecedented. This, like, when they said schools, period, are canceled. They're like standardized testing canceled. None. A lot of schools are just going to straight up pass fail. Done. But guess who ain't going to pass fail so that they can look back so that when colleges go and say, hey, how would your academic performance be impacted by this shit? Because colleges look at that. Because why? When they receive students, they need to know who the fuck can graduate. And they know that they're going to have people whose ability to complete their programs was impacted by this school year. So guess who's going to be in a good position to say, no, my school put things in place and we continue learning. MUS, Hutchinson, Lausanne. They are not losing a year. Are they not? Because some of them have said, some private schools have said that they're going to straight pass fail.
They might be going to straight pass fail, but their requirements for online learning and their capabilities for accountability, they can still hold kids accountable. The fact that they can do pass fail means that they can do accountability in a way that we simply cannot. We can't do shit. The state has said no child can fail based on anything that happens during this virtual learning period.
So everybody getting socially promoted. There are colleges that like can't take. They're like for upcoming freshmen. They're like
you're waiving ACT, SAT school.
TSU waived ACT.
That's what I was getting to. Yeah,
and our University of Memphis waived the GRE, nigga. The whole GRE. They said fuck it.
Wow.
You didn't
No, I didn't hear about that. Oh my God.
I was like, you waived it. What?
Are you felt away?
Yeah. Oh wow. So yeah, the U of M, their new slogan is just gonna be, man, come on.
I know, bring your ass.
Man, come on, man. Man, come on. What you trying to take? Math? Yeah, they over there. Go on, man. Go.
I mean, just kinda, shit. Just because what's a secure testing environment that's gonna make you not be stuck in a small ass room breathing some motherfucker's air? I can't breathe your air, baby.
Right.
I can't breathe your air.
Don't let me take no test at home. I'm getting a perfect score. Please.
No,
understand.
It's gonna be perfect, baby. ETS. This is ETS's worst nightmare. The praxis is waived for the state of Tennessee this year, provided the praxis if you don't know what the praxis is a test that you take in order to say that you have enough content knowledge to stand in front of children, deliver content, and be responsible for their learning every day.
Teacher certification.
It's a teacher certification test, and they waived the fuck out of that hoe. Waived it. Wow. Because there's no way to test right now.
No.
Because I've been wanting to take the one. I was thinking about transitioning to school librarian.
You'd be an excellent school librarian. I'd love to have you at my school.
I guess I'll just apply now since
might as well. Hey, bruh, might as well.
Why not, baby? It's an unprecedented time.
This is the best time to go to school. This is the best time to try to be a teacher. This is the best time to write a novel. Shoot your shot. That's what this episode might be called. The one where you shoot your shot all over the place.
I'm finna be Steph Curry on these hoes then.
There you go. There you go.
Camonio.
Android shots. So what have you guys been doing to kind of keep yourself sane?
Sanity? What's that?
I have immersed myself in My Hero Academia. I finished season 3. And then because of you letting me know that Two Heroes was on Stars on Demand, when I hit that point in season 3, I was like, okay, get out of Hulu on demand. Oh, there's Two Heroes. So
Midoriya.
Yeah, so I've watched the movie associated with season 3, and I just started season 4. like minutes ago. It's a little weird because now, that one's subtitled, so I have to, I guess, get acquainted with the Japanese voice actors.
Sure. Check on demand for the Cartoon Network because they're airing season 4 as well. We talk about that kind of stuff here on Black Nerd Power. Kimber.
What up, man?
I got a chance to check out Final Fantasy VII.
Isn't it the most gorgeous thing?
It's pretty as a motherfucker. It's the prettiest damn game I've ever seen. There's a timer, so there's pressure. Like whenever you pause it, the game time like runs in real time, so there's pressure. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm just like, damn, people made this shit. I want to sit back and appreciate it. I never played the original. So my nostalgia associated with it is not there. It's just the long turn-based RPG game on PlayStation that was 5 discs, and I was like, I'm never playing this game.
Never, no.
But no, the new combat mechanics are very cool. I'm trying really hard not to compare it to like modern standards and just appreciating it for what it is, but at the same time, it's very simplistic so far. I'm told it gets a lot more complicated the further I go, but like so far it's relatively simple. Like I'm just in that first area where I've just been doing a bunch of fetch quests and side quests and stuff like that.
I mean, it's an older title. And it's going to do what it does. It's going to be very formulaic, and it's going to tell the story in exactly the way that you expect it to. Mm-hmm. Don't lower your expectation to the point that you forget that there's a canon in which this game exists. And though these games start off deceptively simple and then get complex and break your heart at the end. Like this is still this is still a JRPG, baby. This is motherfucking Final Fantasy. Okay, let's not trip.
Yes, it is. That is the other thing. Yeah, I was like, damn, this game is very Japanese.
Yeah, don't get lost.
I was like, wow, this is real Japanese. Yeah, like I had a chance to play for a couple of hours yesterday, and I was like, this is a pretty ass game. Like as soon as you remember in the group chat, as soon as I started playing, I guess basically what I played was the demo. The first hour of the game is what they release as the demo. Right. And so you play the demo, it's about an hour, and then after you beat that part, they're like, oh, we got to install the rest of the game. And I'm just like, what the fucking fuck? Because it took 3 hours. It took 3 goddamn hours.
You said the game was petty as a motherfucker.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. That game is on some fuck shit. I was like, are you kidding me? A 3-hour install. And apparently that's what's happening with the old school PlayStations. They're like, nah, if you got a PlayStation Pro, that doesn't happen. Because again, it's a big, pretty game with big, pretty graphics. So trying to install all of those graphics are what kind of tied everything up.
Also, started off as a big, like nobody, okay, real shit, Richard, like those of us who are, the complaints our initial complaints about the game very, very clearly identify us as people who just did not play. Not only like I said it last week, I am not a Final Fantasy player at all, and I never played Final Fantasy VII, the first one. But people who played the 5-disc behemoth from the fucking like back in the day expected no less than a beastie ass, cumbersome, clear off the memory on your system, dedicate your life to this game. Like Troy is like, look, there's another area loading, 4 more hours. Yeah. Like he's really gassed. Whereas I'm sick of it. And so we just got to understand we coming at this different.
This is horrible. This is purely hell. Like had I known, I'd have just waited for it to come out on the PlayStation 5. Cause like that's really the big thing. That like if you have a solid state hard drive versus a traditional optical or not a traditional hard drive versus a solid state drive. The solid state drives work a little bit better because, no moving parts.
Right.
Versus the standard hard drive that's in the PlayStation. So people are like, yeah, if you can mod out your PlayStation and put in a solid state hard drive, then you're fine. And I'm just like, that's dumb. I bought a PlayStation.
Why would you go through all of that work?
Why would I go through all of that? So yeah, I'm just. I bet on the PlayStation 5 this is gonna be fun, but for right now, I'm pissed and I'm not gonna wait because The Last of Us is out. So apparently I can play this game till The Last of Us comes out.
There you go.
because people are talking about I've read reviews and they're like, yeah, no, the game is like 40 to 50 hours. They're like, yeah, no, but like 7 of those hours will be just load screens. It's Marcus. It's terrible. Again, Friday night, I'm like, this is great. 3 hours. I
see screenshots on Facebook. People like, man, this some bullshit.
3 hours. There was like 86%. I was like, this is some fuck shit. What is this?
Look, do you want this Tifa and Cloud romance or not? Do you want these Sephiroth fly-ins or do you not want them? Are you in for this nostalgia or are you not? These are the questions.
Again, if you like, this is just my life. It's my life in general. It's just me just sitting around saying, like, you better be glad you're pretty. Like, that's my life in general. That's my life in general.
You better be glad you're your life.
Better be glad you're pretty.
That sounded so familiar.
Yeah.
Look at you, cute.
And what we really know these niggas mean is you lucky your ass fat. That's all they mean.
I mean, potato. It's all French fries. It's all French fries.
Potato. It's all French fries. I hate you.
It's all French fries.
Well played, sir.
Thank you, sir. Let's see. In the middle of that, How to Get Away with Murder has started up again. They're doing the last couple of episodes, and I'm just kind of ready for it to be over. It's gotten kind of ridiculous. Speaking of which,
I checked out a while ago. So
speaking of ridiculous, Empire's last episode is coming up this week. Did you guys hear about that?
So somebody posted the funniest meme. They were like, "We all missed one episode of Empire and just fell off." That's what happened. You missed one episode. And then it was all over and you don't remember. I never watched Cooking Them, but I do remember the deafening silence where people just stopped talking about it, including you niggas. Y'all just left off. Just dropped off.
At the end of season 2, that season 2 finale was so fucking absurd.
Which one was that? That's like 3 years ago.
When the little white girl fell to her death and all that.
Oh, when Rhonda died. Wow, that was so long ago.
I was like, you know what? This kind of some bullshit. I think I'm good right here. I was like,
man, you have no idea, dude. Andre's remarried and everything.
And I know Demi Moore kidnapped Lucius and some more.
Because he lost his memory and she was his therapist and all kinds of craziness. Yeah, it is very much a telenovela at night. That's all it was. Like, we went into it thinking it was Queen Sugar, but like Queen Sugar was like, nah, that's where you look if you want some like black excellence on TV. Don't look. This is some nigga shit. That's what they said.
Say that. Yeah.
But I mean, it's like nigga shit shall rise again because what are we all doing? What are we all talking about? That the coronavirus has given us like space to open our minds back up to. Fuck shit. How to Get Away with Murder, motherfucking Empire. I'm watching Scandal again. Knowing this shit gonna piss me off. Every time I look at Olivia and Jake and them, it makes me
You're
still watching it.
There is also this like massive amount of hate for I guess Kerry Washington's acting choice. Everybody talk about, man, if she trimmed them lips one more damn time. Right.
They set up. She gonna
shrink wrap eyeballs. Like any second, she gonna start crying. It's just like, Jesus.
Look, y'all gonna fall back off the scale. I enjoy the lip quiver. I also think that as David Justice didn't like it about Halle Berry, but it's a skill to be able to choir on demand, okay, nigga? And I respect it.
Let's take a break real quick, guys, and we'll be right back. You're listening to Black Man Power on the KUDZUKIAN Network.
R&R on Sports.
1968 Olympian Dr. John Carlos.
Oh, man, it's an honor. They need to pick up their radio and tune you guys in.
There you go.
It's R&R on Sports. Black Nerd Power.
And we're back. Black Nerd Power on the KUDZUKIAN Network. Did you guys get a chance to check out the Insecure premiere?
Yes, sir.
I didn't like it.
Say more.
The energy of the show is weird now. Like, I can't call it, but the energy felt really, really weird on that episode. Like, I was just like, something something don't feel right, and I got more of what's the big girl? What's her name? That's not Kelly? That's the other one.
Yeah, it's Kelly.
That's Kelly. Yeah, I love Kelly. I love that character, and I was just like, good. There's more Kelly. Maybe we'll get more Kelly this season, but still, it just, I don't know. Something felt off. Something felt off on the episode. Maybe just my heart wasn't in it, and I was just kind of distracted. But the episode, I can't put my finger on it. Something felt off. I feel like this is the last season.
I don't think it's the last season, and I mean, I liked it. Now, I guess what I mainly liked is Issa was owning a lot of her shit, and Issa was really being a big girl. Mm-hmm. On some grown shit. I liked it. Now I'm a little pissed off with the Molly character because I was like, yo, your girl really trying to handle her shit, and then you gonna hit her with the 1-2 guilt combo right there near the end. I was like, what the fuck, Molly?
Yeah, for sure. Because and I see that because in the dynamic of their relationship, Issa has always been the helpless one, and Molly has always been able to come in and kind of save her. And with that paradigm shift, that sometimes niggas feel a way about that. And it's just I'm always the one to save you, and now if I can't save you, I need to remind you that I always used to have to save you.
To talk to both of y'all's points, because I agree with Marcus a lot. Sorry, I hit my mic. I agree with Marcus a lot, but I also disagree in a way that is connected to my first point. So, Richard, I think what you were witnessing is just real good TV. There's a fucked up energy and there's a brokenness between Molly and Issa that is playing out this season that is one of the whereas the first season and the second season have been Issa's relationship and the third season have been Issa's relationships with men, and then Issa's relationship kind of with herself and her own wants in relationships. The big relationship this season seems like her and Molly, and it always features, but the first thing you hear from Issa this season is, I don't fuck with Molly. So from there, everything we know about Insecure is off. Everything we know about Issa is off because Molly's the love of her life. I'm another woman with a female best friend like that kind of relationship. Life mate. Exactly. And it's just this is a relationship. She's the love of my life. She's one of my great loves. And for me to have said I don't fuck with her, it's some real different shit going on in my life. It's not necessarily that my life is fucked up. I don't think Issa's fucked up without Molly because Molly got some problems to fucking handle.
Oh, not at all. And right. And again, that's part of the problem. Molly, exactly. Because Molly is fucked up. But I don't think Molly was wrong for what she said to Issa, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't think that Molly was wrong for what she said to Issa because here's what's real. Where was the fucking lie? And okay, yes, Issa said no. Issa, we see from Issa's actions that she's not on the same bullshit she's been on. And so maybe she's gonna engage in this messy Lawrence and what's her name? I can't remember. Yeah.
Condola. Between Lawrence and Condola, we know what old Issa would have done. That would have been a hot ass mess. She would have acted the way she acted in the episode, which is oh, I'm totally okay with it. Where your man at? Let me run up on them like he running up on mine. She would have just handled the whole relationship like that. Whereas now we see Issa breaking from that and trying to be more mature.
Bro. Okay.
Yeah. And so I don't know. I think they're doing a good job. I think they really disrupting what we thought we knew about Issa's life and her desires and her relationships and what we thought we knew about Molly and who's right and who's wrong in that situation. And I think they dragging us along for a really interesting ride. I'm glad. I feel refreshed.
I mean, I'm in it. I'm still going to watch, but no, I just, like I said, it gave me I got weird juju coming off of it.
I think you might be missing it because you a nigga. That's what I mean to say. I should have just said that. I think this is some deep womanhood friendship shit that some niggas just ain't gonna see. I think this might be Solange. I think this season might be on some Solange shit.
Hold up. First of all, as a proud middle child, okay? Don't you never tell me I don't ride for Solange. Okay.
I didn't say, okay, you're right. All right. I ain't say you don't ride for Solange, but I'm saying, you know how
as
with
the
Solange
youngest,
album,
my black ass be riding for Solange.
We all love Solange, y'all. We know, and we know that Solange is banging, but you remember that there was something happening.
Hold up. Kirk, unmute your mic.
You don't love Solange, Kurt?
You're shaking your head. Fuck you mean you don't love Solange?
Not a bit.
Kurt, get your golden ass out of here. Mute again.
Solange Knowles is the Prince Harry of American royalty. Fuck you mean. Solange Knowles.
Prince Harry too.
You know,
don't unmute your mic anymore, Kurt. You're done.
How could you say that?
I'm gonna keep it a buck though.
How could you say that?
I did struggle with
Kennedy. I don't believe in no special children. You ain't nobody special because you were born into a name.
Okay.
No, Solange makes some good ass music.
Solange is talented.
Now that very last project, I was a little baffled. I think I need to listen to it a few more times.
You might need to listen to it a few more times. Solange does music for Black people, yes, but Solange does music for me. She does music for Black women, Black people who are living a Black female experience of whatever variety that is, because we know that can come in a lot of different ways. But like, none of the variety comes in Blackness though. The variety comes in y'all femaleness and womanness, but the Blackness is just Black. Like, shut up.
Yeah, no. Her songs are very, very, very woman. Because if I start singing Sandcastle Disco, people look at me like I'm crazy. It's just like, you know what?
That's their own baggage, Richard. You sing Sandcastle. That's
my feel good song. You leave me alone. I need to feel good. Sandcastle Disco is where I go. That's
their baggage, not yours. You sing your song.
Damn straight I do. Do we have any notable RIPs, Mr. Seabury? Like, people are dropping like flies. So like, do we got
RIP Teddy Riley.
Ooh. No diggity. No doubts. Please elaborate.
Marred by technical difficulties.
Yeah, go ahead and elaborate on that, Kimber.
Y'all, so Teddy Riley and Babyface joined the masses of beautiful celebrities. Don't get me wrong, I ain't shading Instagram live celebrities, the ones giving us concerts and disco sessions on Instagram because it's live. I enjoy it.
Instagram and YouTube, yeah. Shout out to Questlove for his set.
He did a Bill Withers set. He did a Stevie Wonder set. 4 straight hours of Questlove's just doing the best fucking soul music. Y'all, if I were a guy, I would have had an erection. Like, it was so good. It was excellent.
I was tempted to get up and clean the house a few times. Like, real talk. My house already clean, and I was like, oh, no. So for sure, like Seabury, if you got to clean the house, go to Questlove's YouTube page and just click that shit and just be like mopping.
It's on. So Teddy Riley and Babyface a few weeks ago said that they were going to do a battle and people were looking forward to it. You know, it's Teddy Riley and Babyface, 2 of the greats, right? 2 of the greats, Jesus. So they canceled it first and people were like shocked, but then people chilled out because they realized that at first it came out that they canceled it because Teddy Riley was trying to be extra and put it on a different platform so he could monetize it and blah, blah, blah. But eventually that turned out to be a lie, they said. And what really happened was that Babyface had got that Rona and he needed to sit down and he couldn't perform. So Babyface clarified his rumors and said, no, I had the Rona, I had to get well. So he done got well. And last night, y'all, Teddy Riley and Babyface went on Instagram Live and did a battle. And by battle, I mean that Teddy Riley got run over in the middle of the freeway by a very rudimentary but large tractor trailer vehicle named Babyface.
Oh wow! So it was a slow death.
It was bad. Babyface sat down with his like tripod and like his simple Walmart camera lighting system, plugged that laptop up and just sang into his phone like we thought he was going to do, right? And it was live. Teddy Riley apparently had a whole fiasco of a setup. And somebody said on Twitter that the nigga showed up on Instagram Live in a tracksuit and a fedora and proceeded to act like a nigga in a tracksuit with a fedora. meaning blaming everybody around him for the fuck shit that he had created. There was like an echo. Other celebrities was dragging this nigga. Tyrese told this nigga to throw in the tile, the TILE. Tony Braxton tweeted the Spike Lee meme with him having on the Knicks outfit, looking like, what the fuck y'all doing? Tweeted it at Teddy Riley, talking about something to the effect of, what the fuck is this nigga doing? This what we waited for. It was bad, y'all. Spice Adams went viral reenacting reenacting the verses, and somebody reposted Spice Adams reenactment saying Spice Adams pulled this shit all the way together, and Teddy Riley still looking for the aux cord. It was bad.
Wow. Yeah, this is definitely this is when those times when the meek shall in fact inherit the earth, because everybody and their mama calling nerds trying to figure out how to get shit hooked up. Yeah. It's our time now, motherfuckers.
I can't deal with you. It's too much. My mama is definitely on the phone with my husband trying to figure out how to do a Zoom call because she want to go on the prayer line with my aunties.
And you're listening to Black Mirror Power.
Oh, wow. The prayer line.
Baby, she got I appreciate the prayer line right now.
Oh, no. I watched a little digital church. I went over.
You better come on, digital church. I never would have assumed that.
Easter Sunday, my parents made to-go plates. They were like, we made to-go plates. Come get them. And so, I brought the baby so they could see. And so, we sat through digital church, Reverend Jamal Bryant's church, and I thought it was funny because he had on like a regular t-shirt and it's like, this is my preaching t-shirt. I was like, okay, that's funny. I like that. That's good.
That nigga, that's the same nigga that ordered all them coronavirus tests, talking about he gonna give them to the people and then charging $150 for them hoes a piece. He is a terrible nigga.
I was gonna get to that a little bit later, but yeah, Jamal Bryant. I've known the Right Reverend Jamal Bryant for a long time, since my NAACP days.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. The last argument, I don't typically argue on the internet because I argue a lot in person, so I try to chill. But like, the last argument I got into on the internet was with my sister-in-law when Jamal Bryant went over the pulpit and said these hoes ain't loyal.
He gotta get them where they live.
When a rich nigga want ya. I said
right.
No.
I love it. Get them where they live. Get them where they live.
I think he's a garbage can.
Oh, probably. Yeah, probably. I cannot speak to rumors.
I don't know that man. No, you know him. You know him. I don't know him.
I knew him. I knew him as a child, and he was on the come up doing, like I said, when I did stuff with the NAACP. Again, as always, I'm trying to find a way to transition into tech talk, but there's nothing to transition into because everything's still kind of on hold. Everybody, like, there's a conference that I'm talking about going to for work called InfoComm, and they're talking about doing a virtual thing for that. And as it develops, I promise you, I will let you all know because I'm fucking intrigued. Like, how you gonna do a virtual conference? Let's see. Clagga, let the dice roll. I cannot. Yep, that look on your face says everything, Miss Kimber.
You mean like everybody fly into the hotel, rotating rooms, mass lunch serving, that convention center conference? Y'all finna do that on the internet?
Apparently. It's called InfoComm, so it's about technology. So what better way would, you know what I mean? Like,
watch that shit be a bunch of fucking prezzies.
Yeah, probably. It'll be something. It'll definitely
be a lot of frozen screens and shit.
Oh yeah, no. If it is, it's somebody getting fired. That's the first thing they doing. That's the first thing they doing. It's all hard lines, baby. Get the Wi-Fi, get it fixed. What's the bandwidth? Let's fix that. That's the first thing people are worrying about. I promise you, is Wi-Fi fidelity. They better be. There really isn't a whole lot of like the iPhone released their. There we go. That's a big thing. They released their newest SE model. The SE model tends to be their cheaper plastic case iPhone, and it's got mostly the same stuff. It's the first time they've created one of their cheaper phones with wireless charging. It's got mostly the same guts as the iPhone 11. It's just in a cheaper chassis. That's really the deal. That's why they've got the SE and the Pro now. You get the Pro. The Pro is the high grade, the super expensive one. The SE is the less expensive one, but it's still fucking expensive. Let's be real. Yeah, that's it. You know, people are just Amazon is like, we can't hire enough people fast enough because everybody's ordering shit on Amazon now. Amazon's like, we've run out of places to put the money.
Jeff Bezos, I was going to say, ain't that motherfucker made like $25 billion off the coronavirus so far? He's like, oh, he's so disgustingly rich.
Yeah, Amazon and FedEx are like, they're like, money fight, money fight.
But Fred Smith at least gives a fuck about his public image in like a real, like, passive white man way. He said he's forfeiting his salary right now,
right?
Or some gigantic portion of it, which we know that his salary makes up 2% of his income.
Right, he probably makes like $1. He's one of those people that makes like $1 a year and gets a bunch of money in stock options. Meanwhile, Jeff Bezos is like, I'm rich, bitch.
Man, Jeff Bezos is getting his Scrooge McDuck on right now. He's swimming
right now. Right, we sit here talking shit. He is swimming in money, literally right now. Right now.
Now I'm gonna do the backstroke.
Money bin. Oh boy, Mr. Seabury, what's in the comic book corner, man?
All right, man. Today, I guess I'm gonna call this Batman Goes East, because I got two different books about Batman going to Asian locales.
Come on, Asian locales.
With some Asian artists, actually, which is a refreshing change of pace. This is Batman Hong Kong, written by Doug Minch, drawn by Tony Wong. Tony Wong is kind of a popular artist, I guess, in Asian markets. All right. Basically, there's some murders. They're killing people with these cobras and putting it on the internet. And this hacker comes across it, and he tells the Gotham City people, like, hey, they killing folks. I was hacking, right? And I saw it. Like, but how do you know it was here? I'm like, when I looked out the window, it was a place in Gotham City. And they were like, all right, yeah, fill out a report. Then, of course, he keeps snooping and he winds up being murdered by a cobra on the internet, and Batman's too late to catch him. And then the trail takes him to Hong Kong. So he winds up going to Hong Kong, and he teams up with this guy, Night Dragon. And it's a whole little family dynamic too, where the chief of police in Hong Kong is at odds with his brother, who's like the main crime lord, and they both have to come to an uneasy truce to try to find the people, you know, killing everybody with cobras, because they started killing people with cobras in Hong Kong too. Really, really fun story. This one, though, is like a little dated. I don't know if Doug Minch has ever been to Hong Kong, because his dialogue kind of felt like the dubbing of a cheesy kung fu movie, but still a fun read. And
okay, so what is this, a one shot or is it a series, or is this just a
one shot?
Okay.
I just, like I said, I found a loose theme. Batman done by Asian artists.
Okay. All right. What you got next?
My next one is Batman Child of Dreams. This was originally published in 2000 by Cadentia Limited in like serial form. I think like once a month in some big compilation magazines they put out. And the main creator is Kia Asamiya. He's pretty popular guy. A lot of his works have been turned into mangas like Martian Successor, Not a Cisco, and stuff like that. A lot of old school manga. But the English adaptation is by Max Allan Collins, who had a run writing Dick Tracy back in the day. Now, in this story, different citizens in Gotham City are taking a form some kind of pill, and it'll turn them into Batman villains. But it's confusing because, like, you know, Batman's like, okay, you know, he's fighting him. He thinks he's his villain. Then at the end, he's like, wait a minute, that wasn't the real Joker. That was like some crazy person. And like the pill leaves their bodies all shriveled up and mummified in the end. And also at the same time, a Japanese crew was coming to Gotham City to film Batman. There's a woman named Yuko Yagi. She's like an up and coming anchor in Japan. So of course, once again, I bet you know what's coming. Everybody winds up going to Japan.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
And of course, the trail takes him to Japan, and it's an intricate plot about somebody who had these pills and making duplicates. And then there's even like some duplicate Batman and just all kinds of crazy hijinks, but really fun. And at 300 plus pages, a dense, thick, epic, and I'll say Max Allan Collins wrote this in a way less stereotypical style than, say, the Batman Hong Kong. And Kia Asamiya, like I say, classic manga artist, it looks great.
So how does Batman adapt to being like in modern Hong Kong? Like, are there any parallels to Gotham? Like, is there any culture shock? Does he just go in, like, you know, does he deal with, you know, swinging from the rooftops the same way? Is there any adaptation involved there? Is it just like, oh, I'm in Hong Kong, ka-chunk, and then he just goes?
He talks to like the chief of police first in Hong Kong, but do it like, look, I'm not Gordon. If I see you doing some straight up illegal shit, I'm arresting your ass. He's like, noted. Okay, got it. And then he, you know, off to doing stuff. Now in Child of Dreams, where he goes to Japan, like Bruce Wayne has like a high profile, and all the Batman stuff is like under wraps. And you contrast with that with the Hong Kong book. Like,
see, I'm gonna call bullshit on that then, because like at that point, it's like I'm Bruce Wayne, I'm in Japan, I'm one of the only white people there, and then Batman happens to be there at the same time. Come on,
but like the Batman stuff is not in public places.
Okay.
Yeah. Like he doing stuff in the dead of night and like going to people's private estates and investigating crap.
Okay, but still,
now in the Hong Kong book, Batman is like super public out in the open, and you never see Bruce Wayne out in public.
Okay, I guess it's problematic.
No, I see what you're saying.
It's a fucking comic book.
I know, but still, yeah. Let's take a break real quick, and we'll be right back. You're listening to Black Nerd Power on the KUDZUKIAN Network.
This is Black Nerd Power.
Jazz, America's own original musical art form. When did it start? Who were and are some of the major players? How do you distinguish what kind of jazz you're listening to? We talk about the great and lesser-known artists, songs and tunes, the instruments, and the social impact jazz has had on world culture since its beginning at the start of the 20th century.
Riffin' on jazz on the KUDZUKIAN Network. KUDZUKIAN!
This is Black Nerd Power.
Don't sweat me now, record jumping that a motherfucker threaten me now. 369, damn your fine. Suck it to me, baby, one more time. From the window to the wall, till sweat drops down my balls. All these bitches go, oh, she's.
Yeah,
white folks got to do acoustic versions of everything.
Miss Kimber, what's been going on with you? Because you know you be reading this shit, man.
I'm just feeling so violated by that Glee Club version of fucking Yin Yang Twins right now.
Sure, as you should be.
I'm hurt, man. Anyway,
yeah.
So yeah. I decided this time to focus on like new releases. Like I haven't been able to be excited about anything because we're living in a pandemic and none of the kids are going to school. So it's been a little bit hard to get like jazzed about the future. So I decided that for the segment today, I would focus on things that were either very recently released this spring or that are coming up within like a week. So the first novel that I'm talking about today is The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. Yeah. So I'm so glad you remember. So I talked about The City Born Great made like a few years ago, which was N.K. Jemisin's tour novella, wherein like we meet our protagonist, New York City, who is like chosen to be the avatar for New York City. In her lore, every great city has to be born, and every great city chooses for itself a midwife, a singer, to sing it through that birthing process. And we know that the tradition of the midwife and singing through birth is a deeply rooted Black tradition. And I say Black specifically because it doesn't specifically belong to America, because it followed us from our home in Africa. So we meet our gay, homeless graffiti artist, who is of course a Black protagonist who is chosen to be the midwife for New York City, and we follow him as he tussles to decide whether or not he's able to sing, New York City to life. And at the end of The City Born Great, I am spoiling it, he does successfully sing the city to life, and we see him at the end of 50 years of having birthed and nurtured the city. And so that's the end of The City Born Great, the novella. The City We Became picks up right at the end of The City Born Great, wherein there are now 5 avatars that are going to sing the city out of darkness and away from the enemy and the disparate forces trying to kill the city. So I'm really interested in pursuing this, just this whole like thought of a city as a big organism and like people as cells. You know what I'm saying? Like she really, N.K. Jemisin in this, and it's called The Great Cities. It's called Great Cities Trilogy. So she is using The City We Became as the opening to a new trilogy from her, which is exciting. A new trilogy from N.K. Jemisin. I'm really interested in like the anatomy in the way that she's like personified in the city. She's really a very like smart person, and it's kind of tough to read her work, but I'm really grateful for the space that the coronavirus has given me in my brain to like rest and relax my brain for that kind of reading. So I'll check in about it later as I get deeper into it. The next novel that I want to talk about is a fluffier boo from my favorite, Talia Hibbert. This novel I'm really excited about. It's coming out on the 22nd of April. So it's coming out this week, and it's called Guarding Temptation. This novel is actually an expanded form of a short story that she put in a anthology called Rogue Knights that came out a few years ago. It came out originally as Resisting Desire in the Rogue Knights anthology, and it was short, but now she's doubled it in length and she's made like extensive edits, and so she's re-released it. The reason I'm so freaking excited about Guarding Temptation is that it's the first release of hers that is a Black hero and a Black heroine. Talia exclusively writes interracial romance, and I've always been the person like celebrating the books because they're really well written, but also pushing in the comments and in the book reviews to like, hey, write me a Black hero. Like, I like Black men. Like, write me a Black hero, please. And so it's not that I wanted her to only write Black heroes, but I'm really excited that she's written one Black hero. So I'll be reading that one.
She heard you.
I mean, she's really incredible. I think she heard us. I know it's not just me. And she's really responsive. We talk on Twitter. She's like super sweet. Black Nerd Power did its first cover reveal for a like mainstream author with her title called Work For It. And so she's just really dope. So I'm a big fan of hers, and I feel like she's a dope person to be a fan of because she's been really nice so far. And the last new release that I'm going to talk about is not a novel. It is instead a Switch game. It is coming out on the 21st of August. So it's coming out of April. Sorry. It's coming out on Tuesday, and it's called Help Will Come Tomorrow. It's set in like Siberia, before the Russian Revolution, and basically you own like Snowpiercer, but it's not Snowpiercer. Like y'all on the train, and then some fucked up happened, and then y'all got to survive the wilderness until help comes, right? But it's like all angsty and emotional. There are like 9 main characters, and they're like these relationships to manage, but you also have like some strategy and stuff mixed in with the simulation, because you got to manage resources and like venture out into the wilderness and figure out camping and stuff like that. So I'm really excited about it, and the art looks really pretty too. It's giving me like do you remember how do y'all remember those fairy tale comic books, the one that had the big bad wolf and Snow White? I forget what the name of them were, but dang, baby, Fables. Marcus, I knew you was gonna come through for me, nigga. Yeah. I knew Marcus was gonna have my back. So you remember what Fables look like? It's kind of giving me that vibe, but a little bit more polished. And I'm really sorry I called Marcus. I called my example in. Thank you, Marcus, because I knew I wasn't going to be able to talk technically about the artwork, but that's what it reminds me of, but just kind of like, smoothed out and digitized.
Like cell shading.
So I don't know, Richard. I just said I don't know the technical terms, but it's like Fables, but smoothed out and digitized, nigga. That's the best I can do. So it's really pretty. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, Marcus. Marcus got my back, and that's who I was talking to anyway. And so I'm really looking forward to jumping into that game, because I think it's gonna be pretty immersive, because you know the weather gonna be changing, and it's gonna be like a little suspense, but it's gonna be like couched in like still angsty. You know, I like angst. I enjoy the romantic, the feelsy elements of things like this. Okay, so that's what I'm jumping on.
Did you hear this about the Snowpiercer TV show?
So yes, and I can't really manage it because it just feels like, I feel like maybe we talked about it already and I said this. Do you remember we read An Unkindness of Ghosts, that book? And I can't even remember the author's name. I'm going to look it up right quick. But we read An Unkindness of Ghosts where they were on that spaceship and like you like had the low class and the low decks like regular ships. Yeah. This just seems like, you know, An Unkindness of Ghosts, but on a train. So if you're not real familiar with Snowpiercer, the Quick and Dirty is like humanity.
River Solomon.
River Solomon, like the world is all fucked up. The only people alive live on a high-speed train going nonstop around, you know, railways. And it's separated by class with, of course, all the fucked up shit happening in the back of the train with the poor people. And they stage a revolution.
I really enjoyed the movie with Chris Evans. I never read the original graphic novel, but
me neither.
I will probably watch the pilot. I mean, Daveed Diggs, man, I like him.
Daveed Diggs, Jennifer Connelly. I'm with it. I
mean, it is Daveed Diggs.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna do quick awards. We already kind of talked about it, but we just need to give the man his flowers, as it were. If you guys have any others, feel free to jump in. Yeah, in Baltimore, Maryland, Reverend Jamal Bryant buys up a bunch of coronavirus tests, which are at this point more precious than cocaine. Let's just be real. I can't
deal with you, cocaine.
Gold is worth more than cocaine. Worth more than gold, baby. Please understand that. Curtis is agreeing. He's agreeing.
When you said that, I started hearing 70s style bongo drums in the background.
Yeah. Cocaine worth more to go, baby.
I mean, for real. Why you sound like somebody's pimp?
I mean, I'm talking fast, so you listen a little faster, you can keep up. Huh? Yeah,
on the
pimp.
Y'all, okay, real shit. Let me say this right quick. Y'all, I fucked up and found that series. It's a series on YouTube from BET. And it's like they go find these celebrities that you haven't heard from in a long time. So they did one with Nivea, and y'all, she had that cocaine, y'all. That shit was it was bad, man. It was so bad. It hurt my feelings.
She's like, hey, Bobby Brown mouth.
Yes.
Going to the laundromat.
Yes. It was bad. I was hurt over it. But I mean, she ain't fucked up about it, so no judgment. Go ahead. Sorry.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So the Reverend Jamal Bryant, bought up a bunch of coronavirus tests and said that he did so altruistically in doing so, getting them for his congregation. And but it turns out he was just trying to sell them hoes like fish plates. He was trying to. You said about $100 a pop, right? $150. Wow.
$150.
Yeah, he's lives in Baltimore, Maryland. So yeah, he's trying to. Oh, here we go. Yeah, fix it, Jesus, Pastor. Yeah, plans to charge $150. Jesus Christ. Here we go. Let me
call my Jesus on that bullshit.
Jamal Bryant's church, New Birth Missionary Baptist Church in Georgia. He's from Baltimore. Recently made plans to test 1,000 people for coronavirus. However, they wanted to charge people money for the there's got to be like some sort of like this has got to be like an ACLU like violation, like that, like people should have to like come down super hard. But then I say that, but then the dude that owns insulin, he don't, whatever. Right. Anyway, all of that to say, like Jamal Bryant, for you, like you already a preacher nigga, you opportunistic enough. Like, what? Get the fuck out of here. For you to do some shit like this, like there's a special place in hell for you. Like, so what? To in response to your antics, I think we're all happy to say this, and I think Kurt's gonna isolate and sync it up, so it doesn't matter. So we're just gonna say to you, Reverend Jamal Bryant. Nigga, please. Yeah, that was terrible.
Look, so man, bad. This is just a plea to, like, all y'all, like, Christian leaders, can y'all just stop with the fuck shit? Because this is what happens. It is contrary to leading folks to God. Because what happens is, all the little 80 people I know, like, see? They, like, throw it on social media, like, see? Look at this bullshit. I told y'all it wasn't nothing in the church. And I be like, damn it.
They just be proving niggas right. It's terrible. But you know what, Marcus? As long as there are individual people who choose to be upright and good and who choose to like really try to embody Christ Jesus is really like, and I ain't proselytizing, but I do believe in Jesus and I like him a lot. So I feel like he just showed when you for real and when you not, it's real easy to tell. So fuck Jamal Bryant, nigga, please. And Marcus, you just do you because we can tell you upright, my guy. We can tell.
For sure.
I got a Zelly though.
What's up?
So I posted about her on the Black Nerd Power Facebook a little while ago, but I just wanted to give a Zelly. I wanted to offer up to the team. Could we give a Zelly to Dr. Kismikia Corbett, who is... I'll say it again. I'll say it again. Dr. Kismikia Corbett, who is
fine in a motherfucker. That's
she is real fine. She fine. It's true. She bad. She fine. She fine and she smart and she think it's live. So but on top of being fine and having a dope name and being a doctor, she is also a head scientist who is leading the medical charge on the chemistry that is going to save us all from the dreaded coronavirus. She's doing vaccine studies and working like in our nation's top labs to make sure that we're getting closer and closer to a vaccine. So I just want to be thankful to her for being Black excellence and still standing in front of Donald Trump and holding together her composure to handle the business at hand as opposed to being just provoked into violence by his nasty orange face. And I want to thank her for the work that she's doing to save America like we all knew Black women would.
Hey, Seaberry.
She fine. She fine.
Oh, okay.
And I love just like the realness of her. Like I think right before all the quarantine happened, I think she was quoted as saying, I had to get a quick weave.
Quick emergency weave. Yeah.
She's live. And yes, I'm grateful to you for saying that, Marcus. Like, and y'all, don't get me wrong. We do have to honor the fact that yes, we do we do pay attention to women's physical attributes, and it came up almost immediately. So I want to call us in about that and say that regardless of what Dr. Corbett looks like, she is like a hero right now. We have to honor her. But also, sis knows she fine and talks about it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna lean in on that too and say that we're gonna have both things be true. And she's talking about how talking about the music that she's gonna get played when she wins the Nobel Prize.
Yeah.
Right,
baby. Yeah, the baby's like, I'm with it.
Young Jeezy and the baby, she'll be asking them to perform. I feel like Young Jeezy is in a very happy place in his life. Shout out to Jeannie Mae. They doing real good. Speaking of fine as hell, both of them niggas doing great. And so I think Jeezy will be able to squeeze out a performance for the doctor.
Yo, Jeezy and the baby would be the livest Nobel Peace Prize ceremony ever.
Martin Luther King might legit come back from the grave. Like, oh God.
And the best part about it is they'll do it for free because they'll be like, how much we getting paid? It should be like, I saved all of mankind. You're fucking welcome.
I say mankind.
Well, Jeezy, that might work for Jeezy. I don't know.
Maybe not the baby. Jeezy got cocaine money though. He rich.
Touche.
Facts.
He's rich.
Facts forever.
So please, let's by all means, let's give this beautiful black woman her flowers. It's Kismia, right? Did I say it right?
Kismikia. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm doing it because I've only read it, but based on what I'm reading, it is Kismikia Corbett. Dr. Kismikia Corbett.
It's Corbett.
Thank you. Dr. Kismikia Corbett. Y'all know I avoid the news. I only read it.
Yeah, no, I've seen her she's been all over CNN, and I was like, Lord have mercy. Yeah. Dr. Corbett, we salute you here on the show the best way we know how, and that is to say, my nigga. That's going to do it for us this week, guys. If you got plugs, feel free to I'm still doing stuff on YouTube Live. I've still got my my open mic that I do on my YouTube Live channel via Zoom every week. We have fun. This week we had past Black Nerd Power Comedy Hour performer Dedrick Flynn on the show from Atlanta, kind of drop in and we just get on there. We just have fun. We talk shit. We do.
Hilarious though. I'm glad he's doing well.
Yeah.
Even though every time I see that nigga, he love to tell me I'm old. I'm like, I'm aware.
That's Dedrick. But yeah, you can check us out on social media. You can find us on Facebook. We're the ones with the blue check. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Twitter at BNP If You're Nasty. On BNP If You're Nasty. That's on Twitter. On Instagram, we're black.nerd.power. I've been posting some weird stuff. Well, not weird stuff. Some stuff on Instagram lately, just kind of chronicling stuff I've been doing, just time with the Oculus and just all kinds of stuff. I'm probably going to live stream. I got this new survival horror game called Lies Beneath on Oculus, so I'll probably live stream that sometime when it's probably at night, so I could set the mood and be all creeped out and stuff. And it's fun. It's a zombie game. You throw axes. Anyway, whatever. We'll see.
Why terrify yourself? I can't do it.
I love horror games, especially VR horror games. Love it. Y'all so scary.
Sure am.
But
y'all, look at this meme of Teddy Riley. It's got the alphabet, y'all, and where the L should be, it's just Teddy Riley. That's a damn shame.
That's amazing. Wow. That is amazing.
Wow. All right. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back next week. Same Black Nerd time, same Black Nerd channel. On behalf of myself, Mr. Richard Douglas Jones, and my co-host, Mr. Marcus Seabury.
All right then.
And Miss Kimber.
Bye.
And our show producer, Kirk the Hater. Thank you all so much for listening. We out.
Black Nerd Power, produced by Richard Douglas Jones and some outspoken introvert. Hosted by Richard Douglas Jones, Marcus Seabury, and Miss Kimber. Music curation, some random dude and his friends and their cousin. What?
Say what again?
Recorded, produced, and distributed by KUDZUKIAN.
KUDZUKIAN.
R&R on Sports.
Pitcher, left-hander, Vita Blue. Welcome to R&R on Sports.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be on. Let's get it on, man. Let's talk to baseball.
That's right.
Talk to sports.
It's R&R on Sports.
Kudzukian.